When I think about Latinx, I always think about Israel. I walk in the street, everybody knows me. They stop me in the street, and a lady hugs me at the bus stop, and she says, Chayela Rosenthal, that's you. I can recognize you. I know I saw you on a matinee. It was on Wednesday afternoon. And to tell you the truth, I get so excited when people recognize me from the stage. So I stopped them and I said, really? Well, how was it? How was it? She said, I couldn't sleep the whole night. I said, really? Such a good impression my acting made on you on Wednesday afternoon at the matinee that you couldn't sleep the whole night. So she looked at me and she said, what are you talking about? When I have a good sleep in the afternoon, well, ladies, I hope you had a good last night's sleep. And I won't put you to sleep this morning. You know, and another strange thing this morning. As you see, I brought some papers with me. I don't know if I look at them, but I like to bring it. It looks like I'm going to deliver a speech. You know, being an actress, you are always used to deliver lines or sing songs which somebody else wrote for you. And here, I have to deliver a speech. I mean, it reminds me, I come from Poland, and my first lecture I attended was an old Jewish man with a little yellow beard. He came from Israel to collect money. What do they come for? Collect money. So he took out about 20 pages of paper, put it on the table, and said, ladies and gentlemen, before I'm going to deliver the speech, I would like to say a few words of my own. So, in order to talk about myself, I must start at the beginning and to be able to live with people, to be able to raise a family, to have children. I closed in my memory a lot of compartments. And there are compartments of war, concentration camps, sorrow, and Stammzores. I was as a child thrown into the camp, to the Vilna ghetto. And in order to survive and not to be seen by the Germans, I joined a youth theater which was organized in the ghetto for the inmates. And my brother was a very well-known poet and writer. And he started to write songs for me. And I sang them to the inmates, and they were songs of courage, not to give in, protest, nostalgia, and humor. We Jewish people, we've got such a strength in ourselves that we can laugh at ourselves in the greatest tzores what we have. Being young in the concentration camps and everywhere, they recognized me. And I met people from all over in different camps, and they really helped me with food. And for a song, I could get really a lot of things. And it was not surprise for my friends and the survivors that straight after the war, in 1945, 1946, professional managers looked for me. And so I was in 1946 engaged in the State Jewish Theater in Poland. The theater became my home, and the actors was my family. When I arrived in South Africa, I was brought up in 1950, the first time by the African theaters, and I was looking very badly for a young man, at least to speak to me in Yiddish. Well, somebody found me a man who spoke Yiddish, and he came up to me and said, and it's all true, Chayela, you know, I would like to take you for dinner. But ich weiß nicht if I'll find a parking space. So I would like you to bring it here, and maybe my girl will separate machen and go. So I looked at him. So he said, what Krupster, you don't know what I'm talking about. So I said, no. But ich read doch Yiddish. He was so now I understand his Yiddish, because I know a little bit of English. And another thing, to be only a Jewish actor, and then I changed to one-woman show, and to become, I thought the best thing is to make people laugh. People don't want to cry anymore, and to be a comedian. Now, to be a comedian amongst Jews, do you think it's easy? I mean, every Jew is an actor. And every Jew can tell you a story better than you do. And if I tell you a joke today, tomorrow the same person will come up to me and tell me my joke and tell me it's his joke. I divided it. It's a person who is a joke teller and a joke healer. Now, Hilda, I'm not mentioning friends. I've got a friend, Hilda, in Sea Point. She is a joke healer. We were together in Israel. We sat in Roval, you know Cafe Roval. And there is a waiter, and he knows me, and they all like to tell me stories. So he comes up, Chayela, I've got a story for you. I've got a riddle. Tell me. It's not my brothers, not my sister, but we've got the same parents. So I said, I don't know. She says, it's me. It's myself. Which is very clever and true. Hilda goes home to tell her husband. Honey, who is it? It's not my brother, it's not my sister. Who is it? He says, and we've got the same parents. He looks at her, Meshuggah. He says, I don't know. The Meshuggah waiter in Capri. It was Yom Kippur, we went to Shul, yes? And my mother, she's got a seat next to mine. Everywhere I go, I don't know why. She loves me, she's next to me. I can't stand her. So, you know, Yom Kippur, you have to sit in Shul and be quiet. Here she sits. Am I thirsty? I can't take it anymore. I'm dying for a glass of water. I said, Hilda, stop it. Oh, she says, I can't take it anymore. So I said, Hilda, please, have a look. The counter is from early in the morning, and he's singing. He's not drinking water. Have a look at that old lady sitting to a very old lady. I mean, after all, gray and old, sitting from 6 o'clock in the morning, nothing. Have a look at the people around you. Nobody's thinking about water. She says, Taki, you think you're clever. They did not have herring for breakfast. Although it is a hard life, and I definitely had it the hard way, not always successes. There's no actor who always has successes. But I am thankful to the audiences for making me so many times feel like a real queen. Thank you.